Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'm going to do one of my favorite things. Open up a box. Let's get rolling. So I am extra excited for this one. Today I'm going to be unboxing Oceans. And so I ordered this one directly from the publisher, North Star Games. This is the Legendary Edition. And I'm extra excited for it because when I started getting into the hobby a few years ago, my personal gateway game, the game that really got me into it, was Terraforming Mars. But then when I learned what board games were and they didn't all have to be Monopoly, I started looking for more games, and this was one of the first I found that I was really interested in, and it didn't have a solo mode at the time, and when the solo mode came out, I wasn't ready to do crowdfunding, but the time has come, and now I've got it, and I really love the artwork. One of the funny things I did, though, that's got a little tear, that's okay. One of the funny things I did, I also ordered, in addition to the Legendary Edition, we'll see exactly what's in here, because there's been a number of editions this game. There's the regular version and the deluxe version, and I think there's been a couple deluxe printings. This is the Legendary, but I also ordered just the box from the deluxe edition. Because one of the things that I thought was really cool when I was first researching this game, this is sort of the typical cover, but on the back, the deluxe version had a different artwork on the back that I thought was really cool. It was sort of this animal again that looks so big and majestic on the front. It was just getting totally wrecked by some giant squid-looking thing, and I thought that was pretty neat. And I'm not particularly interested in this Legends of the Deep expansion. But I couldn't get the solo mode without the Legends of the Deep expansion. So that's not something that I really anticipate using. But from what I can tell, this game's pretty forgiving about taking components and swapping them in and out as you see fit. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's get this open. I don't know, though, whether the box that I've got coming, which I ordered on eBay, that should be here in a few days, and I'll tack that on to the end of this video, so you won't have to wait a few days. I don't know if that box is the same size as this box, because I'd like to keep the Legendary, it says Legendary Edition, I'd like to keep this top and just put on the other bottom, but I don't even know if they're the same size. So we've got the rule book, which I've already kind of looked through. I think there's been a couple editions of this, though, but I looked at the version on the publisher's site. Here's some quick reminders. This is very similar to Evolution, which I have already and very much enjoy. I like Evolution Climate. This game seems like, to me, it's a little... I don't know if it's a better or worse thing, but I think it's a little less aggressive. It has a little less bite to it. Mainly that your species cannot go extinct on other players' turns, only on your own turn. So I think it feels a little, not that the first game felt mean, but this one has less ability to feel mean. So let's see what's in here. Not that that matters for solo mode, but Evolution didn't have a solo mode either. I do have a video up where I found a fan-made one that was pretty good, but looking forward to trying this out. So we've got game trays in here. This is on here pretty tight. 4 different colors of fish. I think there was some sort of expansion for players 5 and 6, but I mostly play 1 to 4 players. I guess we're going to put the stickers on these bags ourselves. We have a game catalog, Legends of the Deep information. think this is all Legends of the Deep stuff. I'm not especially into like the mythological type theme. I like just the regular ocean stuff. So mechanically it's probably fine, but I'm just not super interested in it. So we've got punch boards for the reef. Very bright and colorful. This must be the back. This is the top of the reef, the side rails. We've got, this is, I assume, to assemble the ocean boards. And these are point tokens depending on your turn order. We had one piece self-punch. Here is the solo mode. Got some self-punching going on there too. Very interested in this. I'm sure you'll be seeing that within a few weeks. So these are the tokens for solo mode, and then some of the larger pieces. Looks like here, the whale board, the shark board, and I forget exactly what this is called, like the escalation board or something, new token board. Got some bags, which if you've been watching, you know I love these holes punched in them. Makes it much easier to close and get the air out. We've got 4 of these bags. Oh yeah, now that I think about it, these bags are one of the reasons that I wanted the game now as opposed to earlier. Instead of putting your little fish tokens, which are your points, as you acquire them through the game, you put them in your bag. In previous editions, there were like little cardboard screens that you hide your fish behind. And I'm just not, something turns me off about screens. I hate player screens. I haven't looked into Tiny Epic Galaxies for the same reason, because I see those screens, or maybe it's Roll for the Galaxy now, I can't remember, but one of those looked interesting to me, but it had the screens and I'm just not into it. So we've got our 24 species boards. I think these are promo cards, extra deep cards, 2 different promo packs. I want to look through these and find out exactly which promo packs I have, because I'd like to get more of these deep cards if there's any I'm missing. These are the surface cards. Here's the rest of the deep pack, and then the Cambrian Explosion card. Oh, and these must be the scenarios, and some promo scenarios too. Okay. Pretty nice. Yeah, the deep cards are the other thing about this that I think makes Oceans pretty distinct from Evolution. There's a few different changes, but having this second deck of cards where every single card is unique, I really like that. That appeals to me. And that's a little reminiscent of Terraforming Mars in that way, where it's just there's a bunch of cards and each one is unique, and I just think that's fun. It keeps it really fresh. You don't know what you're going to draw. So I like that mechanic in game. So I'm going to go through these promo packs specifically and find out exactly what's in the ones that come with the Legendary Edition, because I know there's been a few promos. And I guess I'll punch these pieces out. I might assemble these reef boards. So give me just a minute and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got these extra deep cards figured out. It's a little bit confusing if you were to look on the Oceans expansions on Board Game Geek. There's 3 listings. There's one that says Promo Pack 1, one that says Promo Pack 2, and one that says Exclusive Promo Cards. And of those 3 sets, it shows a set of 6, a set of 6, and a set of 10. These are split up into a set of 7, a set of 7, and a set of 8. So it took me a minute to figure out what the heck was going on. It didn't quite line up with the listings they had, but I do have all of the promo cards in those 3 packs on Board Game Geek. Part of what was confusing is there's 2 piles here of just regular cards that you would expect to find in the deep. So, a variety of unique and interesting traits. And then this 3rd pack, this is not the way it's split up on Board Game Geek. These are all events. And my understanding is when you play the event, you play it like any other card, but the event happens rather than putting a trait on your species. I have to double check that, but I think that's how it works. But you can see too in some of the artwork, like I think these are fantastic. Like I'm going to add these to the game, but some of them, there's a mix. Some of them are a little bit sillier. Like this one, it's a bunch of sea animals sitting around playing cards, and it's called Go Fish. And so I'm not really concerned about what the effect is. It just seems a little athematic to me. So I probably will take that one out, and some of the other more fanciful ones will probably go. But that's just my opinion. So now that I've figured that out, I will go through all the rest of the cards and unbox this stuff and then put it away. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. I just want to show this real quick because I haven't seen something quite like this before. I was punching out the pieces to put together this ocean board, and they were just not making sense to me. I did find assembly instructions on the back of this sheet. And so I was like, man, none of these seem to like fit all the way across, and I don't know how these would hook together. But apparently, if you flip it over and look at the back, these colored stripes here fold. So I'm going to take this. I'm a little nervous, but yeah, it folds right up here. The other side folds right there. And now these pieces are going to connect here. Okay. That was just not something I was expecting, so I thought I'd highlight that real quick. Let's keep going. So I think I've got this all figured out. Everything's punched and put together, so I'll talk about the pieces as I talk about how to reassemble this box as well. So I've got all of the surface cards here and all of the deep cards here, including all of the promos. So the surface cards, there are 120 of them. There are 12 different traits with 10 copies of each. So I had all of those. And then the deep deck, I've already forgotten how many of those there are. 89 plus the promos that I already went over. And then there's this one Cambrian Explosion card, which when you play, it goes right here in this first ocean zone. And basically you're always going to use the Cambrian Explosion, but there's like a simpler version of the game called the Reef variant. So you can put that card here. I kind of wish they would have just printed the regular Cambrian Explosion info here. And then if you want the Reef card, you could use like a one-sided card to place over it. So that way there's not usually a card. And then these are all of the scenarios, including the bonus ones. So there's a ton of empty slots, and I believe that if this was ordered on Kickstarter, you can get it with sleeves. So my guess is that if you sleeve all of these cards, there's enough spots for all of them, which makes me think I'm probably going to sleeve these. Here on the side is where all of the species boards go. The bags, there's 4 of them here. I've got, I was going to name the animals, but these are just traits. But I've got these 4 bags. Just fold them up and put them in the middle. And then in this big spot, we're going to take the Reef, which also had sides that folded in. I didn't like assembling this one quite as much as the ocean board. It's got these 2 little spots on the bottom that you're supposed to like push this piece through. And I feel like I kind of bent it up a little bit on both sides. It was a little bit too tight of a fit, and feels a little bumpy now, which is a shame because it's really nice. I really like the artwork on it. So anyway, this goes upside down right here. The ocean board, I've seen people talk online about gluing these together, and now I kind of understand why. Like this piece just totally slides out, and it's a little bit fiddly. This space here is for holding a couple of these scenario cards that you randomize, and then the fish go in the different zones. But yeah, it is Like that's definitely going to slide out all the time and drive me crazy. So I'm going to take this, put it upside down right here. I don't know if upside down is the way to go. Maybe right side up. I think right side up feels better. And I'll put this solo Oceans booklet here on top. Man, that doesn't feel right either, though. Maybe I'll put the solo booklet in between. We'll see. These are just the extra explainers on the promo cards. Don't need those. This was on the punch-out sheet for the solo pieces. It's got the North Star Games logo on the other side, but on the back it says, "Bring this to Dom," which is the lead designer of this game. Bring this to Dom at a convention for $1 off any item and or a hug. So that's kind of funny. I've never seen anything like that. I counted up all of the acrylic fish. I think there's also cardboard ones available, and it looked like at some point there were wooden ones too. I don't think they're around anymore, but there should be a bag of 100, a bag of 60, and 2 bags of 20. And if you have the 5 to 6 player expansion, you should have 2 more bags of 20. When they pack these are all packaged by weight, so they seem to always err on the side of giving you extras rather than giving you not enough, because if this bag had 99 fish in it, it would be really expensive for them to ship you 1 fish. That'd be silly. So they just give you some extras. So in this instance, I had an extra 4 green, 2 red, 1 blue, and 1 yellow. And thankfully, I had the 1 yellow. As the acrylic got a little messed up on this one, it looks like the fish is like it was catch and release, and it's still on the line. It's got this big bit of like glue coming off of it. So this one's pretty yucky. The other ones, I'll just keep in a bag. I'll have a couple extras. Hopefully, I don't lose them. The rules seem a little wishy-washy anyway on how many fish you have, because it says, take all the fish and like roughly divide them into piles that are equal size, but they don't need to be the same. So if you've got extra fish like I did, you can probably just leave them in the bag and play with them. The rules seem robust enough that it's, as long as you're close, you should be fine. So there's a circular spot here for these player order like point adjustment tokens. I think there's an advantage to going last, so the first player is going to get some bonus points and so on. Down here we've got the pieces for the solo game, so I will never remember the name of this board, but the new trait incoming board. And then there's these 5 black bags that came with stickers, and I don't know how these stickers are going to hold up. And the bags are pretty tiny for like a bag draw mechanism. I'd prefer like a bigger cloth bag. But the tokens that you punch out on the back side, they have a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And so I guess, you go through the level 1s first and then the level 2s and so on, and they get more powerful as the game progresses. So all of those bags go there, and they've got the tokens in them. And then the shark board and the whale board appear to go on top. And the Legends of the Deep expansion goes here. Let me flip these around. So these are bigger cards. And I believe there were 24 of these. So at the beginning of the game, you deal out, they're all unique, 4 per player. And because this game can go up to 6 players, there were 24 cards, and there's a drafting mechanism, and you can kind of play these as if they were deep cards, and they give you special abilities. So that's what those are. And here's the booklet that really just gives you the rules. Here's how to play. And then the rest of it is some detailed information about each card that's in there, which I've not really flipped through that, but it might be interesting. So here's this lid. Now let's see how I feel about this ocean board being face up versus face down. I want to see if it feels wobbly at all. I think that's fine. I think it'll be okay. It'll probably work the other way too. So here's this, and these reminders. Put them there. And this reference guide too. Let's maybe put these in here. There we go. All right, and that is Oceans Legendary Edition. I am super excited to play this. I'm glad that there's a solo mode. but I'm really looking forward to playing it multiplayer too. So I'm really excited for this game. As I mentioned, in a couple days, I'll be getting the deluxe edition box, and I will come back and film this segment and put it at the end on just, am I able to put all this stuff in that box? I'm really curious. All right, so for anybody who's interested in this part, a couple days have passed, and I've got the deluxe edition here. So this is just the lid for this box. The deluxe edition compared to the legendary is a little bit smaller in this direction. This direction, they're the same size. So this is what I really wanted, was this back cover. I think that's super cool, and it's, at least for me, of more interest than this more fanciful one on the right. Not that there's anything wrong with that artwork. If that's what you like, fine, but I really like this. I thought that was pretty cool. So what I want to know is, can I put the legendary edition in this bottom box and still use the legendary lid? And because the size, because the legendary one's a little taller, it's like, I'm not going to have like lid lift. I'm worried I might have some other problem, like it'll be sitting on the lid. So let's take this organizer out. So here's what I mean. If I put these two together, they do fit, but I think that the bottom will go entirely into the top. Yeah, it'll keep going. So that could be an issue, but let's see if I can get these apart. Yeah, that was a pain to do, but I got it apart. So here's this back piece that I want. Let's put the legendary components in here with the organizer that came with the legendary edition. There you go. And you may notice in the last few days I've sleeved these surface and deep cards. I didn't have the sleeves on hand I needed for these smaller cards, these scenario cards. I thought that these were like, what is it, mini Euro size or something, but they're not. They're slightly different. So I got sleeves coming for those. And you can fit, I've got the surface cards here, 60 and 60 in a tray. And then the deep, I've got 50 and 50. I ended up having 100 that I kept after I went through all the deep cards. There was a handful that I took out that I didn't think would work for my gaming group. Same thing with the scenarios. I took just a few of them out. But anyway, the sleeved cards do fit. And I'll put this right here, this on top. And so it is sticking up a little bit, but I think that'll be okay. So let's try and put the legendary lid on this. And that feels like it just about works. Yeah, it's not going to go anymore. So it lines up just the way it would. Yeah, it doesn't go way in. It fits just right. So now I've got that back cover that I wanted. Which is, this whole endeavor was pretty silly, but like I said, I bought the Legendary Edition directly from North Star Games. It was new, and then the extra box I just got on eBay, it was just the empty box with the old organizer, so that's what I have. So if you want to be weird about your storage of your Oceans game, that's something you can do. Otherwise, just me then, and that's okay too. So that's what I've got for this week. I'm sure I'll be doing a solo playthrough of this soon. And in the meantime, feel free to subscribe, like, share, and comment. I really do appreciate it, and that's why I only beg for that at the end of the video. So anyway, that's what I've got. I will see you soon, I hope, in the next video. Have a great week.